It is June 27th, 2017. This is the Watchman News, and I'm Mike Callahan. I just did a report about Powerball and Mega Millions pulling out of the state of Illinois, at least for now, until they get something straightened out with the budget. It would seem that lotteries aren't the only thing that's going to be severely affected. In fact, I would imagine, even though this report has to do with one local school, I would imagine there's going to be issues all the way up and down the state. So this is from bnd.com. That's Belleville News Democrat. I'll put the link down in the description. As you can see, the headline, no state budget would mean no school in Highland after Christmas. Christmas break would be extended indefinitely in the Highland School District if state legislators cannot come up with a budget before then. Highland Superintendent Mike Sutton said the district could afford a half a year of classes without any state money, but it would be busted after that. We anticipate we could keep the doors open for the first semester, December-ish, Sutton said. Reserves and anticipated local property tax money would be enough for the district to meet payroll until then, Sutton said. About 40% of the district's education fund, the account from which salaries are paid, comes from the state. You just can't make up 40% of your revenue. You just can't, Sutton said. Insurance would not be an issue since the district pays its premium in one lump sum before the start of the academic year. Sutton said the district would have to hold some money back to pay utilities, gas, water, and electric, which run about $30,000 per month. About 56% of the district's transportation dollars comes from the state. Board member Robert Miller said he had heard of districts in other states in similar situations saving money by just not running any buses. Now, folks, what kind of an impact is that going to have on the parents of those children that have to go to work? What kind of impact is that going to have, right? I wonder how many parents would have to quit their job so that they could make sure that their children got back and forth to school. So you're taking one little problem and creating an enormous issue. Anyway, however, Sutton said state law requires the district to provide transportation. Plus, the idea could ultimately hurt the district's bottom line in the long run. Schools receive general state aid when the state actually pays it, based on average daily attendance. If the district were not to provide busing, attendance would suffer, and with it, state aid money. We're caught in a catch-22 any way you look at it, Sutton said. June 30th is the end of the fiscal year and the deadline for a new budget. Lawmakers were back in Springfield on Tuesday and the 7th consecutive day of special session called by Governor Bruce Rauner in an attempt to get a last-minute deal worked out. They only met for about 11 minutes combined between the state, Senate, and House. I didn't say state, but... So I want to, real quick here, I didn't think to do this. Won't take me about a second. I'm loading the page now. I'm going to bring this on over, since we're kind of talking about this kind of stuff. I want to bring this over, and I want to show you what our legislators are really hard at work doing, okay? And I say that, by the way, with tons of sarcasm. I will put the link to this as well down in the description. Day 6, Illinois House and Senate adjourn special session after 11 minutes. 6 days of special session have cost Illinois taxpayers an additional $300,000 for less than 100 minutes of work. So we've got schools that possibly will have to close their doors. As far as the lottery, I could care less about that. And I think really that should be the least thing on a lot of people's minds. And I know, people can run with that and say, oh, well, that's money that goes to the schools. And no. That's what was promised to get the lottery in here. But once they got the lottery into the state, they started awarding that money to everything but the schools. So, what's the deal here? We're paying exorbitant costs for these guys to do nothing. right? Nothing. And guess what? They'll be taking yet another vacation real quickly here, right? I mean, they do that well. Oh my gosh, they take the most awesome vacations, and they get paid really well for those vacations, but don't expect them to work. Anyway, sixth day of the special session of the Illinois General Assembly, called by Governor Bruce Rauner, saw the Illinois House of Representatives and Senate combined to work the least amount of time yet. The two chambers adjourned after less than 11 total minutes between the two in special session. The Senate adjourned after only 6 minutes and 5 seconds. The House adjourned in their special session after just 4 minutes and 20 seconds. 4:20. Really? Wonder if that's their excuse for leaving. Over 5 days, the two legislative chambers have put in less than 100 minutes of work in special session, with each day of the special session costing taxpayers about an additional $50,000, according to an estimate from the Chicago Tribune. The special session has run taxpayers around $300,000, or about $3,000 for each minute the House and Senate have worked. Really? Who gets paid $3,000 a minute? Who? This is insane. This is insane. And I've talked time and time again about that magic number, and it's my magic number. I don't have that number from anywhere else. It's in my head. It's my magic number. 10,000 people at each state capital in each state, right? I'm not quite sure what the population in the state of Illinois is, right? But I done looked it up like last week, and Busch Stadium holds roughly 46,000 people. So why can't we get 10,000 people, right, to actually care about something other than TV shows or sports or whatever, to show up and not let them back in the doors? Bye, Felicia. That's the only thing that's going to fix this. They are not going to start working for us until we tell them that they no longer work for us. That's a fact, folks. I don't know what to say. I'll put both links down in the description.